Hello everyone and welcome to the Sims 2 Legacy Collection. So I mentioned in my last video talking about the first game that this was probably the most recent Sims game that I played. Well, it is the most recent Sims game that I played in terms of new ones. So I played them in the order of 1, then I played 3, 4, and then 2. And even though I didn't play this one as a kid, I don't have the nostalgia connection to it. This is easily my favorite one just in terms of gameplay. So how did this re-release turn out? Is it as bad as it's looking on Steam and on the internet in general? Right now on Steam this is at a 50% rating. It's at mixed and things are not looking good. For myself, it's been great. No real issues with it. I had one crash, but other than that, in the several hours that I've played it, it's been smooth sailing. It's nice playing with the bugs fixed, like the shadow glitch, having that fixed already, not having to do all the 4 GB patches and all that stuff to get it going, which I had to do when I played the original version. I played the Ultimate Collection. So it's been fantastic playing this version of it so far because I haven't had any issues. Performance has been great. There's the normal little hiccups when, in the wintertime when there's the different degrees of or depths of snow when it switches from like a dusting to deeper snow. That little transition, there's like a slight little hiccup there. Or on community lots when a whole bunch of Sims load in. And I think that just has to do with the game itself and the engine. But other than that, it's always a lock 60 and plays really, really good. No issues with saving. The saving was so fast, not so much in this one, but in the Sims 1 that I was a little worried. Like, did I actually save? But I haven't had any issues with my data being lost. Everything's saved just fine. This has just been the same Sims 2 game that I fell in love with probably, I guess, about a year ago that I played it for the first time. And overall, it feels exactly the same, just with everything that I normally would have to do to get it to run kind of done for me, and I guess optimized for Windows 11 and 10 like they said. So overall, with the performance for myself, it's been great. I have a 4070 Ti Super, 13600 KF, and 32 gigs of RAM. So my system should be able to play this without issue, and luckily it is. But I know people with similar rigs are having issues. So it's really weird. It would be interesting to hear, the different variances of what online store it was bought from, the storefront, operating systems, what version of Windows, video card brands, whatever it may be, laptop versus desktop, all those things, just to see which one is having more issues or if it's just random, because it's really weird, because it seems like people have either no issues with this or a ton of issues. It's either like my experience with the game, where I've just been playing the game like normal and enjoying it with no problems whatsoever, and then there's other people who can't even get it to start, or constantly have pop up saying the game has failed, crashed, and has to close. So it's just been all over the place, and I think those are one of the worst ones because it just makes it hard to tell what exactly is causing it when you have such a wide variance. But it is good to hear that they are looking into it. So hopefully they can get those fixed, because one of my things about this game that I was really looking forward to was not only for myself to be able to finally buy it on Steam and add it to my collection, and play it, have it legitly in my collection, but also for the other people who may not feel like going through all the trouble of getting the other version to run, for them to get to experience this great game for the first time, because I just really want the most people to be able to play it as possible, just to see what makes this in one of the best Sims games. To me it is the best Sims game, and what the Sims 4 is missing. such as these little details here. You know, I like seeing people, the Sims, pulling the actual items out of the drawer and using them and stuff instead of just pulling them out of midair like the Sims 4. There's just so many cut corners that really pull you out of the experience on that one. Whereas the Sims 2, it really feels like a life simulation. Just the little details that it adds so much to the game. But yeah, I just want as many people to play this game and experience it as possible. And it's such a shame that there are so many people who are having their first experience with this game ruined and refunding it and stuff just because it's buggy for them. I guess which is kind of expected with a game this old. Burn the pancakes. That cooking skill, I need to get that worked up a little bit still. I thought I had it pretty high, like 2, 3, or 4, I believe. I can't remember. But she's still burning it. But anyway, so overall performance for myself has been great. But your mileage may vary depending on your system and luck. It seems. But hopefully they can get the bugs fixed. Now, in terms of the game itself and the fact of if it's remastered or remade or just ported over with fixes, I'm completely fine with how this game release has been handled. I don't know if you're like me, but I don't trust EA to make changes or to mess with a classic game like this. I just feel like they would go in and want to fiddle around and ruin things. So keeping it as close to the original as possible, just making bug fixes and getting it to work on modern systems, that is fine with me. I don't want too much of the modernism put into this game. It's a fantastic game, and the dark humor and just I guess it being a product of its time is part of the charm and that edginess to it that it has. I've always really enjoyed the humor of The Sims 2. But it's great having all the expansions in one package. Fantastic. I've messed with a few of them so far. Haven't had any issues. Like I said, sometimes the community lots from a whole bunch of people loading in, you might have a little hitch here and there. But overall, great performance on the community lots that I've played on. Very easy to get them set up, adding them to the world. Now, the price. I didn't mind, just because I was looking forward to it so much. I didn't mind the price of the game, but in reality it should have been cheaper. I mentioned this in another video. I think $20 for The Sims 1 is a bit steep. It is a very classic game. It's very dear to my heart because it was my first Sims experience and what got me into the series, and for a lot of us, when I first played it, I was like 11 years old. But $20 for The Sims 1 was a hard pill to swallow, and I think that $9.99, like $10, would have been a much more fair price for The Sims 1, especially since they weren't doing too much in terms of changes to the game. The Sims 2, it is a more robust game, more content. It's basically a legendary game. People have been wanting it forever. So I don't think $10 for it was, I don't hate it that it's not $10, but I think $20 would be a much better price for it compared to $30. So I think the whole package, I paid and got the discount for the $40 combo, but I really think $30 would have been a better price, or $25 as a combined would have been a much more attractive deal. And in my opinion, they could have left the Sims 2 packs out of the bundle. For myself, I already had them, but if that could have lowered the price a little bit too. But I know they're trying to get people into the Sims 4 as well. But yeah, overall though, still a fantastic game. If you haven't played The Sims 2, you owe it to yourself to give it a try. But I do not blame you if you wait for a sale or wait for some of the bugs to be fixed. I'd almost, if you've never played this game before, I'd almost prefer if you wait, just because I feel like your first experience with this game shouldn't be tainted with a whole bunch of bugs and crashing and fails to start, because that's going to give you a sour taste in your mouth for a game that doesn't deserve that. So I hope they get it fixed, so that people can enjoy it without all these annoying issues. Because man, The Sims 1, but especially The Sims 2, they are just fantastic games that everybody should have in their Sims collection and experience some point in their life if they're a Sims fan. But anyway, I just want to make a quick video just stating that no, the game is not terrible. It's not completely broken across the board. It just depends on your system and luck and a bunch of other stuff apparently. But it's not broken across the board like a lot of people say. It is possible to have it running without issue, but again, it's hard to tell until you get it. So if you want to take that risk, maybe that Steam refund window, maybe you can take advantage of it. I feel like in that 2 hours, if there are going to be some severe issues with your game, you would see it then. I would say just maybe mess around with some of the community lots from the expansions. Do a create a sim, create a family, and see, because that seems to be where it's popping up. And there's other weird issues I've seen people have where they can't change the resolution and just all types of strange stuff. So it's very quirky, so hopefully they can get that sorted out. But it just seems like such a wide variety of issues, it's going to be tough. It probably take a series of updates. My only concern is it's working for me right now. I really hope that in their attempts to fix the game, it doesn't break it for people who are having no issues right now. So fingers crossed on that one. But anyway, I just want to do a little quick video about The Sims 2. I might do some gameplay videos in the future. I might do a little Let's Play or something, I'm not sure. But I just want to do a quick video just kind of overviewing how it performs for myself, and just the price and just going over some of those things. But anyway, till next time, see you guys.